Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. Like every other night, we do say thank you for joining us, viewers. But tonight, we're going straight into our news. UNC political leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar have stated that the Auditor's General Report for 2020 showed that the ministry or the Finance Ministry could not account for $386.1 million worth of expenditure in that year, and that the judiciary could not account for spending $34.4 billion. She stated that documents to support payment of public funds totaling $386.1 million were also not produced by the Ministry Treasury Division for examination. Opposition leader said the Finance Minister and the Attorney General used a cloak of parliamentary privilege to attack Auditor General in the most unwarranted manner, but the government cannot account for $1 billion in expenditure. Persad-Bissessar added that the government spent $1 billion, and in that report, taxpayers would find out about questionable payment, which expose their racketeering.
They cannot account for $1 billion in expenditure. So yes, one is this $3 billion they want to cook the books. Tonight I will share you that is what they want to hide. They have spent $1 billion and cannot provide any documentation, any evidence of where the money gone. So in addition to this $3 billion they're going to cook the books, there's $1 billion that has been spent, but there are no accounts, no documents, no evidence where the money gone. In the report, taxpayers would find questionable payments, suspicious contracts, lack of supporting documents, non-existent trading companies. There were no responses in some instances, and in others, the explanations the government gave totally unacceptable. So I am saying that this report exposes the government's racketeering, the government's cooking of the books.
Now viewers, she said the report already revealed a government MP was being paid about $752,000 as the cabinet is given one of their own PNM MP lucrative rental contracts.
We have seen documents already out which states that a Toko Sandigrandi MP was paid $752,000 of your dollars for government rentals. We don't know what, where, or why, but we know an MP. That is in the auditor's report that they want to hide and they do not want to lay. It means the cabinet is again given one of their own MPs rental contracts. Using another one, yes. Just like Faris our rental, we now have this guy, what's his name? Monroe, I think. Monroe. We have a Monroe our rental as well. That is in the book. Monroe. Monroe. That is in the report that they're hiding from you.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, according to Persad-Bissessar, she indicated that if the situation was so in the report, then that's fraud and misconduct in public office. She noted that the FIU cannot account for $6.3 million and added that the Finance Ministry must provide the documentation to support the spending of $386 million as she questioned, where has the money gone?
If this is so, and it is so, it is in the report, then that is fraud. But more than that, it amounts to misconduct in public office. Misconduct in public office. And somebody will have to pay for that. They will have to pay for that. We will not let them rest. So the question comes now. Imagine the FIU, Financial Intelligence Unit, cannot account for $6.3 million spent. This is the same institution which is in charge of suspicious transactions. I mean, if you're laughing, what they say, you're crying. They're in charge of monitoring suspicious transactions, but they spend $6.3 million and can't find a piece of paper to prove who, how, what, when, why. As I laugh, I said, this has to be the biggest joke for these few days. Minister of Finance must move to provide documentation to support the spending of this $386 million. I ask again and ask with me, where the money gone?
So my question to you, Trinidad and Tobago, would the Auditors General officers, would they lie? Would they lie in their report? Would it go public if they were lying? I don't know, I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking a question. Why is this skyrocketing? Tell me. Why is the Attorney General getting involved in finance? Why is the Attorney General and Clongenbert attacking the Auditor General office? Why? Why are they after this specific office? Why are they after the office in the office report that was supposed to be laid in Parliament? Why are they after this individual? Is it because she's talking the truth? Is it because that she's revealing facts? Is it because she is asking for documents and the ministry cannot provide it? Is it that money is being spent and no receipt is given? No accountability is given? I believe Anand Ramlogan is representing the Auditors General office. I want you. It's sad, you know. It's sad to see the Attorney General get caught up in this. It's sad to see the Ministry of Finance get caught up in something like this. And tonight now, we're hearing the FIU now, who according to Kamala, supposed to be monitoring money trails. They cannot give an account for 6.3 million. Imagine that. Imagine that. Banks are being monitored by FIU. Credit unions are being monitored by FIU. All suspicious transactions in banks throughout Trinidad and Tobago are being monitored by FIU. But according to Kamala, FIU, Finance Intelligence Unit of Trinidad and Tobago, cannot account for $6.3 million, but they're monitoring your transaction in the bank. Imagine that. What is these office holders doing? Who is being held accountable? Who? It's sad, you know. It's really sad. I saw the Ministry of Finance released some information probably about 20-25 minutes back. I was reading it just before I come on set here. But nevertheless, viewers, we'll keep you up to date as the story unfolds. Money missing, ministry can't give an account. The Attorney General is sending a letter to the Auditor General. Column members are saying we have proof for everything, but you ain't providing it. You have proof for everything, but you ain't providing it to the Auditor General. And that is the problem, Clongenbert. That is the problem. Are you all being threatened by the release of the report? If everything is perfect, why are you worried? So now I want to ask you, Trinidad and Tobago. They have appointed a team to investigate now documents from the report from the Auditor's General Office. Now, how much of taxpaying citizens' dollars this investigation is going to cost? How much? How much is going to cost? Did they put an average figure to it? How much millions are they going to spend now to do this investigation? Sad, eh? Millions of dollars are being spent. Millions of dollars has gone missing according to the auditor's report. Nobody can give account. So if the FIU of Trinidad and Tobago spend $6.3 million and can't give account, who is going to lock up who now? Who is going to lock up who? Who is going to charge who? Who is friends with who? Come Trinidad and Tobago, I hit another some serious questions. If a particular office is in charge of monitoring suspicious transactions, and they can't give account for their own money spent, who is going to investigate them now? Foreigners? Come Trinidad and Tobago, information is being released into the public domain. You tell me now, who is going to investigate FIU? Come now. This is what I like to dabble in. This is my field. This is what I like to dabble in. Yeah. Because I have a finance and investment company. You have a Realtalk credit union. I'm a licensed money lender. Don't play all coming around me. This is wrong man all coming around. Try to investigate all yourself. So, switching gears a bit, viewers, before we go for this break. UNC political leader Kamala Prasad Bisesa has recently spoken up about the government's abusing ticketing and the demerit point system to raise revenue, which is correct. There is no false statement about that. This is correct, and I stand by my word. She stated that what is publicity represented as a mission for public safety is really a scheme for them to collect more money, as it is another tax driven by the government to raise revenue. Now, I'll tell you something. They're raising revenue in one way, but drivers, when they get their license suspended, there's no income coming in to put bread on the table, and crime will go up. Crime will go up. Because if I drive in a taxi car and I reach 10 or 11 demerit point and my license got suspended for 2 years, I cannot drive. I have been driving for 20 years, doing taxi work. And as they introduce this system, in 1 year time, I get 10 or 11 demerit points. My license suspended. So you tell me, after 20 years, what are you going to do? At the age of 20, I start driving taxi. At the age of 40, my license has been suspended for 2 years because of a foolish demerit point system. So at the age of 40, what do you expect me to do? Go and mix concrete? Go and pack a grocery shelf? When that I even paid for my car. You want me to do that? Senseless people. And I will always say this. This demerit point system is not to bring revenue to the government, you know. It's to put honest drivers sitting down home. And what it will do, it will give the banks favor and opportunity to seize vehicle and seize property. That is what the demerit point system is all about. Now, Kamala said the Auditor General's report stated that the total revenue collected for 2023 by the Trinidad and Tobago Postal Corporation concerning the fixed penalty traffic ticketing system amounted to $74 million, $581,487.50. Listen.
What is presented as a mission for public safety is really a scheme for them to collect more money. That ticketing and terrorism against our drivers were never about road safety. It is another tax drive by government, where they use the licensed authority to raise revenue. Tonight, in front of you, again from the Auditor General's report, page 656, the slide is up there, they collected revenue through the Postal Corporation on behalf of the Ministry of Works and Transport with respect to fixed penalty ticket trafficking system. You know what you call it? $74 million. Ticketing drivers, ticketing them for demerit system, $74 million collected by squeezing. People can't earn a living. Drivers losing their license, losing demerits, fines. So the wicked government has terrorized our population with tickets to the amount of $74.58 million. So it's never about road safety.
Good night. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Saeed.
You're live. Go right ahead.
Good night. Yeah, I'd just like to make a report. Well, I just like a brief message to let people know that me and my wife was going out this evening in Chrissy Terrace coming through. I went to going to drop at a little press. And on my way, this guy came from nowhere, coming in front of my vehicle and flagging on my vehicle and wanted me to stop. And because I didn't stop, the wife telling him, get out from front of the car, but our glass wind up. So like hearing. So I decided to drive off, and I went and drop her. And I coming back, when I coming back on my way back again, the same guy stand up now, flagging down my car, flagging down my car to hold me up, to telling me, stop. I don't know him. I'm not owing him. So I don't know why it is he decided to stop my car. And when I called the police and tell them, they said they were sending a patrol. Up to now, nobody came. And I find that nonsense. You can't be living in a place like this. This is what the country come to, you know.
Where does this happen?
This happened in Shogona. So this is in Chrissy Terrace.
Okay. Thank you, my friend, for highlighting it. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back from this break, we're going to hear Imbert saying, no dollars missing from Finance Ministry. Woo! After this.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at RealTalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saeed, Managing Director of RealTalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust RealTalk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At RealTalk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. RealTalk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. Now remember this, viewers, we at Real Talk, finance, we are offering you 4% on a fixed deposit per year. Now, in signing up for this fixed deposit, you are getting your interest payment up front. So if you sign up a $100,000 fixed deposit with us, you are going to get $20,000 up front for 5 years. That is how good we are making it for you. $20,000 to add to your savings up front. Remember that, viewers, the oldest financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago is giving you that offer is Real Talk. No one else. We are matching it, we are beating it, and you are getting it up front when you sign up a fixed deposit with us. So remember that, viewers. Also, I'm a licensed money lender. Those of you who are looking for cash borrow, it's not a problem. We would love to do business with you. Call my office. My office number will be on screen shortly, viewers. Call my office. Set up an appointment. We are open from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday to Friday. Saturday 8:30 a.m. to 12 noon. Set up an appointment. Come down to the office. We are located at 14 Caroni Savannah Road in Shoguners and 132 Sipero Road, Victoria Village in San Fernando. Contact us. Let's do business. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Said. Great program as usual. I see you're running under the screen there that 78-point-something million in ticketing. Well, we must not let up on what we had started a week ago with licensed officers and police officers.
All
and
right.
I have good news for them. A licensed officer daughter went for an interview at a financial institution. And when the people who was interviewing, one of them, I know them very good, find out that her father is a licensed officer, she did not get that job. So the citizens is fighting them back. When they think they could advantage the citizens in this country, the citizens going to fight them back. When they go to the health institution, the doctors there, from the moment they know they are licensed officers, they go fight all your back. So if all they feel that they will continue advantaging the citizen, the poor citizen of this country unnecessarily. And look, I want them to listen to Real Talk, listen where the money go in. You have Imbo to say, $780 million is not missing, nothing wrong with it. It's accounted for. But the Auditor General is telling the public something else. Citizens, pay attention, listen to Real Talk. Mr. Said, I have a relative who invests in your company, and I want the citizens of this country to hear, and your listeners, that my cousin withdrew some of his interest, and he was able to go on a trip, he and his wife and one of his child, to Margarita on an all-inclusive. I won't say how much interest, but Real Talk Financial Group is real, citizen. Invest in Real Talk Financial Group. And Mr. Sai, God bless you program. You have vision, man. Keep up the great work. This country will fix under your watch and the upright citizen watch. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, my friend. Say, hey, that is news. That is where you're calling you. You see when you invest with us, what has happened? That nice news, eh? Imagine. Now, when they could have used their own money. They could have used their own money, viewers, to go on a trip. Their own money, they could have break their own money and go, but the thing is, imagine if you invest $100,000 for 5 years at 4%. Excuse, there's something in the air. Now, when you invest, let's just say $100,000 for 5 years on a fixed deposit with us at 4% per year. That's $20,000 you're getting up front. You don't want to wait 5 years. Now, that cousin of the caller, they would have had to wait 5 years now. 5 years. And then go on a trip. We don't know what could happen in 5 years. But thank God, when they made their investment, they was able to get their interest up front. And look what they did. They went on a vacation. Now that is what you call planning for the family, and what you call is a sound investment in a growing company. In a growing company. So we're going to the finance ministry now. Finance Minister Colin Members has rejected claims by opposition leader Kamala Prasad Bisasa that $386 million has gone missing from his ministry. Imbert said Prasad Bisasa claims was obscured and stated that in terms of what was posted by the UNC were allegations that documents were not provided to support payment totaling $386 million in 2023. He said, this demonstrates a lack of understanding that the UNC has about the operation of a government and its ministries. I'll listen to this after we go to.
At the most recent Monday night forum, I'm told that the leader of the opposition made an absurd claim that $386 million has gone missing in the Ministry of Finance. That's absolute rubbish. What I am seeing in terms of what was posted on the screen at that Monday night forum is that it is being alleged that documents were not provided to support payments totaling $386 million in 2023, such as expenses in connection with international financial institutions, fiscal incentive program for farmers, and so on. The fact of the matter is that when one does not understand the language in these audit statements, you could mislead yourself and then mislead everybody else.
One does not understand. Colin Imbert, if one does not understand, right, explain to Trinidad and Tobago in your own words, Mr. Imbert, how it is that the Auditor's General report is saying money is missing and no document have been provided. You, in your own words, Imbert, explain that to Trinidad and Tobago after the Auditor General did their report and passed it on to the Ministry of Finance. How the hell money gone missing, Colin Imbert? When the Auditor General report is telling us something different. Now let's set up a team who you, Colin Imbert, give approval of to investigate the report from the Auditor General's office. And all of a sudden now the Attorney General jumps in. On whose behalf? On whose behalf? Huh? So who are we going to believe? I'm going to tell you something. I'm in finance. Colin Imbert in finance. We have the Auditor General report telling the Ministry of Finance A is not lining up with B. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Why are you all attacking the Attorney General, the Auditor General report? Why are you all attacking her? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Colin Imbert. If everything was straight, and I say in this bold face, if everything was straight, you'd have get a straight report. A straight report you would have gotten. But she picked up on something. And she's questioning it. Where's documents for this? Where's document for that? Where's document for the other? You all haven't supported it. And since when you are supposed to file? Since January. Were we in? We in May. We are in May month. Take it in all your tail. I'm not ducking under the bridge here now, you know. Kola, good night.
Good night, my lord. How are you going?
I'm good, my friend. How are you?
Boy, everything what we could do, boy. You got to visit and pray and beg the Lord every day, boy, to see what better could come and what better men could come to us, brother.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Now, he added, Imbert added, that when a statement is made, that document are not provided. I'm going to read that again for all you. He added that when a statement is made, that document are not provided. It does not mean that evidence was not provided and revealed. That every single cent that was spent by the Ministry of Finance can be accounted for. Hold on, Director. So Trinidad and Tobago, Hear this, eh? We submit and we report. And when we as the credit union, this is how big I'm going. We as the credit union, a financial institution, sending in our report to the auditor's office. If everything is all well and good and fine and point is on point, we're going to get back a proper report in saying everything is fine. The A is where the A is supposed to be. The T is crossed and the dot is where the dot is supposed to be. But when we get back a report now from the auditor's office saying, well, you know what? XN matching up with A don't have the line. The point was supposed to be just after and the point quite down by me. It warrants investigation. So the auditor's report now sent this to the Ministry of Finance. And this is the problem. Who is the Attorney General backing up? What is his role in this matter? Hey, all of us and the Attorney General, I am not intimidated by your letter. Somebody asked you for your opinion? Did somebody ask you for your opinion? When the Auditors General submit their finding to the Ministry of Finance, they are qualified people in the Ministry of Finance to respond back to the Auditors General office. How the hell the Attorney General reaching there? Follow me closely. The S will be where the S is supposed to be. And the dot will be where the dot's supposed to be. Call, I got run the video direct.
When a statement is made that documents are not provided, it does not mean that evidence of the payments was not provided. What may not have been provided are things like cabinet minutes to support the authority for the payment. Sometimes the documents have actually been provided, and there is therefore disagreement between the officials and the Auditor General's department. This is all quite routine and quite standard, but I want to say absolutely that every single cent that was spent by the Ministry of Finance can be accounted for.
But Colin, Bert, I want you to understand something. The auditor's report is saying something different from the words that is coming out from your mouth. From your mouth. Okay, so if you all have document, why didn't you all submit the document? Why? This is the state where it reached now. If you all did submit the document, things would have been smooth. The Auditor General would have said, well, you know what? Document submitted, money located, money spent, we know where everything is. But that is not the case, Colin Member. That is not the case according to the Auditor General office. And because that is not the case now, let's set up a team now to investigate the Auditor General office. And all I want to tell Trinidad and Tobago, for Apple, no Colin Member. I, Saieed, will not stand here while all you try to hit Trinidad and Tobago at 6489. Auditor's General report says B, and all you want to tell Trinidad and Tobago C. I have a finance company called Klonge, but always remember that. Saieed is a man know about money. Under our group, we have Real Talk Credit Union. Remember that. I know about auditors. I know about auditing. I'm into accounts myself. So, Clem, you can't come and tell Trinidad and Tobago C while the auditor's office is saying A. It don't match up. And to tell the Trinidad and Tobago, to tell her how they're marching up. What I do? But now, approve a team to investigate the office. To do what? To do what? How long the auditor's office have been auditing the Ministry of Finance? How long have this department been doing their work? Answer that now. Caller, good night.
Very good evening to you, Mr. Said.
To you, my friend.
These people so accustomed with corruption from since the days of Dr. William that they stop looking out for rain when they have cocoa in the sun. They do look out for rain again. But what happened? The rain come down suddenly. They had cocoa in the sun and they get catch. And they try to bully the Auditor General. But I am so happy that this woman have the, well, I had to put it like this, right? The
boldness. She has the boldness.
She decided that, hey, I ain't going to be bullied. Hey, according to your side, you run a financial operation. If everything coming down the road is above board and everything in order, we shouldn't reach at this point. They get catch. And I want you to run on your program what Monilal explained to the nation about that deal with about the land and the building and $180 million extra, $190 million extra, right? Generational wealth. You will come across that sooner or later. But hear what? I'm so sick and tired of these people. Sick and tired. All the best.
Thank you, my friend. So viewers, just to close up the story here, Imbut said the UNC is making claims based on what they claim to be a copy of an unlaid parliamentary report, and the contents of such report cannot be published as it is considered a breach of parliamentary privilege. I'll listen to him.
Nobody's interested in the fact that the leader of the opposition is on a rampage together with others to try to mislead the public into believing that hundreds of millions of dollars have gone up in smoke. I'm surprised the media has no questions on that. I also want to say I've noticed that there's been a lot of commentary on the Auditor General's report for 2023, which has not yet been laid in Parliament and is not a public document. Somehow the opposition have got their hands on a copy of it. I'm not sure how they did that, but they have a copy of it. And they have been publishing extracts and misleading the population, making scandalous allegations, false allegations, ridiculous statements. They don't really care. So if they are breaching parliamentary procedure, you know, that's par for the course with them.
The media is more interested in the truth that is coming out of the office of the Auditor's General report. That is what we in the media are looking at. An audit was done. Documents didn't show where money was spent, but money was spent. Where are those documents? So I want to ask you, Colin Bird, if there are documents that the Auditor's General Office is saying, okay, for instance, $386 million being spent, according to Kamla, and you now, Imbud, are saying that, you know what, we have documents for it. Colin Imbud, where's the document? Why not your office submit the document so the auditor's office could retract their statement? Where's the documents, Colin? Come now, man. Let's be real. Let's be real. If there is document, why not send it for the Auditor's General Office? Why not send it? Trinidad and Tobago, let me tell you something. You all might listen and swallow everything that a government minister tells you all. But you see me, Saeed, when I listen to them, I would listen to the report that comes out. And when the report comes out, I would look at A, B, and C and ask, hey, Colin, what about C? Where's the document for C? Where's the document for A? Where's the document for F? To back it up. And then we go talk. Show me the document. Let we talk from there. Because one office is saying, this spent, but we haven't received any receipts, any document for this that was spent. But calling member, they're saying, yes, there is document, but are they submitting it? Are they submitting document to match this amount that is being spent? Instead of you submit the document, instead of you submit the document to correct this, or let's launch a legal team to what investigate what office? The auditor's office? Hey, I like good, you know. I like really, really good. So help my God, I like really good. So, call a good night.
Yes, hi, good night.
Go right ahead.
Saeed, you know what would be funny, right?
I'm laughing at them right now.
Is the fact that when Colin members and them get away with something, he just comes smiley and jolly on TV and talk.
Correct, yeah. Yes, how Colin member looking?
This time he wedging a knife in everybody back. Now that he getting make out and he get catchy coming there with that sorry face, nobody don't want to see you, boy. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Tell you something, eh? You see all this money that they can't account for, just are telling you side. You say you don't want to see the Auditor General report. That report will not get doctored before it get published, eh? I'm telling you that straight up. But I want to ask you a question before I go, right?
I want to listen this. Listen this. Ramdas ain't backing down, you know. Ramdas said publicly that Tongenbud crossed the line and she felt threatened.
Well, we can see how far it goes with the report now. I want to ask you a question, right? Everybody talking concerning all these tickets that people getting and all this thing, right?
Yes.
But at the end of the day, people was in contact with the licensing office. They came together and they created this whole demerit point system. People wasn't supported in the beginning. I don't understand. People wasn't supported. But the point I'm trying to make there, right? You're coming and you're giving a man 6 demerit points for inspection, right? Tell me if I'm making sense or not, eh?
Tell me.
Isn't Richie Sukai? And Richie Sukai's family business, they do inspection? Tell me if I'm wrong, you know. And they do inspection? and he's a junior in the Ministry of Works and Transport. I want to know if there is a conflict of interest.
I understand what you're saying, Kola.
I want to know because you cannot be in a ministry and then you family the same business and then you come in to bend people outside it.
Correct.
For inspection sticker and you road and thing like garbage. You road like crap. You can't do that. I'm trying to understand the logic here, but let me tell you something, guys, before I go. People will always get the short end of the stick because they don't want to stand up for nothing. Everybody does have mouth when you see they got tickets in their hand. Oh, they're big and they're bad. If all they're so bad, go and challenge the ticket in court.
Correct.
That is what you have to do. Anytime you get ticket unlawfully, challenge it in court and go the extra mile with them. Carry them for the run.
No, but everybody,
again,
listen this.
Everybody's only sit down and talk and go on their phone and go on Facebook and type up all this and that, and that day they go and pay their money. That's why the people are $74 million all their money.
Listen this,
all
caller.
All they have is mouth.
Listen this.
Anyway, side, you enjoy your night.
Hold on, caller, hold on.
Yeah, talk to me.
Recently, right? Some taxi drivers went before the court. When they had their license, let's just say suspended, right? But I believe the magistrate did not suspend their license because their conversation was proper. They paid their ticket. What the magistrate told them was that the magistrate don't have the authority to remove the demerit point system. That authority lies with the commissioner office in transport division. Now, when you get 11 points, right, and you contest your ticket or your license, and let's just say you win. Now, you win in the courthouse, your license did not get suspended, but the demerit points, it remained right there. So when you come out from the court with your license and you're going down the road and you get a ticket for 3 points, let's just say your license was suspended on 11 points, right? You win the court, you come out with your license, you're going down the road, you get a ticket now for 3 demerit points. So that's 11 plus 3. You end up with 14 points right there. Now, with 14 points now, wouldn't that send a signal to licensing division? They send you an email and, hey, you have 14 points and your license has been suspended?
Right. Yeah, what you're saying is true, right? But at the end of the day, if you win the case in court, licensing division supposed to be up to date to revoke them demerit points from your file, you know, because
correct.
You cannot give me demerit points if I am not guilty of the crime.
No, this was one of the concerns of the taxi drivers, and to this date, because I was following the story, I was following it. To this date, my friend, licensing division has done nothing to fix the problem. Absolutely nothing.
What the taxi drivers lawyer had to say about that system now?
No, this is the part now where licensing have to come in because the magistrate don't have the authorization to tell them remove it. That authorization comes from the minister in the Ministry of Works and Transport, Rohan Sinanan. And recently, as of yesterday, I believe, they amended some laws with clarity to your windscreen. Let me tell you something. A few days ago, Clive Clark telling Trinidad and Tobago that you cannot be ticketed for tinge window. But as of yesterday, you can be ticketed for a window.
Right. Now, answer me this question, right? How it is that they could get that thing amended so fast. And the next thing I want to bring to your attention, right? The whole reason why this whole tint thing came about is because they give somebody a ticket for tint.
Correct.
And the person take them the extra mile and went to court and win the case.
Because if that person...
Right, that's how you end up coming up publicly and saying that they can't charge you for tint.
Good. Hold on, caller. That person who carried them to court, when they imported their vehicle, the door glass on the vehicle itself were tinted. The original glass is a tinted glass.
Right. My point is, they carry them the extra mile and they win the case, right?
Yes.
So, what I am going to ask you now, how do we know that anything that licensing charging you for is lawful? Like the demerit points, the gear tickets for tires, all these things. How we know that all these things lawful? How we know that the demerit points are lawful things? Because
I understand what you're saying.
And come out with the amendment. So anything they want to amend, he just sign it and send it out and we are to follow that?
Correct. That's what they're doing presently.
People need to carry the extra mile. Or let's stop talking and start carrying them to court. And then all this nonsense what's going on here is going to stop. Anyway, sorry, I take up too much of your time, you know.
Thank you, my friend.
Enjoy your night.
No, Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this. Before we go for this break, I just want to rub this in. The Auditor General, Jaiwanti Ramdas, has alleged that the minister or has alleged that Finance Minister Clangenberg tried to bully and intimidate her to change her 2023 audit report, and that he crossed the line in doing so. She said the attack against her in a parliament by both Imbert and the Attorney General, Regional Amo, on April 26 caused her great humiliation, so much so that she had to abandon her errand in the public domain and retreat to her home. This is the distance. Trinidad and Tobago, this is the distance. Come back to me, direct. Focus on that. This is the distance that the Attorney General and Clangenberg went after the Auditor General, Jaiwanti Ramdas. And this is what she is saying. The Attorney General and Clangenberg tried to bully her and intimidate her. Everybody have their office, you know. But let me tell you something. God knows what he does be doing, you know. And at the right time, he will send the right person to stand up. Caller, good night.
Good night.
You're live. Go right ahead.
Good night. I want to say one thing. If the government make 74 million, how much Sergeant Batson make taking away people's license?
I didn't understand the last part.
If the government make $74 million, how much Sergeant Batson make taking away people's license and had to go by he to get back their license? How much?
Okay, hold on. To go by who to renew it?
Sergeant Batson, who owns logistic training, which I got to go and get back your license. How much he make? If the government makes 74 million, how much Sergeant Batson make? So much people license.
All right, so
Paula,
let me get this correct. So Sergeant Batson have some sort of company that where you can go to get back your license. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, logistic training. That is belongs to Sergeant Batson.
Oh.
And you have to go by. You have to go there to get back your license. And you have to pay $2,400, $3,000 to get back your license.
Serious?
How much he make? If the government makes 74 million, how much he make?
I understand what you're saying. I will have to check into that. Thank you so much, caller, for the information. You see, Trinidad and Tobago, you see why they still all calling and we have a discussion? I didn't even know that. So, viewers, we're going for a commercial break, but when we come back, I will continue on Ramda's story.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Report Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Report Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Trinidad and Tobago, welcome back to Real Talk. Remember, we have our 4% on fixed deposit presently. So call our office, call me, set up an appointment, and you can probably go on a trip also. So viewers, an individual went to licensing this morning. Now, this individual have been carrying this truck to the licensing department for the last 10 years. Now, he needs this truck in order to do his business. And for the last 10 years, he have been passing this same truck inspection at licensing office. He went yesterday morning. He went to licensing office yesterday morning. After 10 years. You know what I tell him, man, this morning? The truck too low. And that is the same truck have been going to the licensing office for the last 10 years with every single thing intact and correct to pass inspection. The same truck. The brakes, the light, the color, everything up to mark. And the only thing that told the owner this morning, the truck too low. And that's the same truck. That's the same truck I've been going to licensing office for 10 years. So in 10 years, the truck go inch by inch by inch. In 10 years, the tray grow. And that's the same tray you all have been inspecting for the last 10 years. Come now, man, licensing. Come now, man, I'll do better than that now, man. Oh, gosh, man. Jeez. All easy, you know. So, before we close up, viewers, we're going back to Ramdas. Now, Ramdas has commenced legal action against the Attorney General as her claim was filed in the High Court on Tuesday. According to Ramdas' affidavit, Imbert called her on April 3rd, 2024 and inquired whether she was aware of the problem regarding the missing $3.4 billion on the national account that were presented, and she indicated it had only been brought to her attention. So her office brought it to her attention. She goes on to say, Imbert asked her what she could do to help the government resolve the problem. She said, the tone and the attitude of the minister made her very uncomfortable, and that this was not the first time that the Minister of Finance has called her personally about audit report, and she felt he was crossing the line. And what she do? Past update one. So it's Colin Imbert, the Attorney General, Mrs. Ramdas, and her team will go before the court. Colin Imbert, where's the documents? That's all Ramdas wants, you know. That is all Ramdas wanted from the beginning. The documents to prove where money was spent. But you say you have it? Colin Imbert, if you say you have the documents, why not your office hasn't submitted it as yet? Look where it reached now. You just imagine an individual in Trinidad and Tobago is taking the Attorney General to court. Colin Imbert is going to court too. For what? He jumped the line. Finally some bacchanal in Trinidad. Ring the bell down there. Ring the bell. Trinidad and Tobago. Hear us now, we good in this country now. Them ministers and them lucky. This is Trinidad, you know. In the US, Trump in court. In China, they're locking up ministers. Anyhow, you're out of time for tonight, but nevertheless, a rerun of this program, you can view it tomorrow. A rerun on Synergy Television from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And we'll be right back on another night.